I know my relationship with money is far from healthy. I know it's always been far from healthy, and it's challenging to talk about. This is the start of a series that I'm really excited about because I'm getting the chance to take you behind the scenes on what it looks like to use hypnotherapy to reprogram your subconscious. So let me give you a little bit of a background. In case you're new here, my name's Linda. I'm a content creator and entrepreneur, and I'm obsessed with the subconscious mind and the power of reprogramming it. I know my relationship with money is far from healthy. I know it's always been far from healthy, and it's challenging to talk about because in my mind, to tell people these are the things that I'm struggling with is just, it's really heavy. It's really intense. But I want to show you how incredibly effective this work is. Even though we were technically fine, my parents made enough money to keep us afloat, they also carried a lot of lack from their own upbringing and a lot of preconceived notions around what's possible for money. I grew up in the early 2000s. This was before social media. Everyone thought things like, artists have to be starving. No one saw the coming of Instagram and how it was going to completely change what was possible for creatives. So in my world, my particular skill set was low value, plus low self-worth around my inferior math abilities, plus ADHD and not getting great grades in school. All of that combined with a deep and unshakable determination to be an entrepreneur. I've always known my entire life, for as long as I can remember, that I'm not meant for a traditional job. But I grew up in a world where traditional jobs were the norm and the expected state. All this to say, I've never in my life, either as a kid or adult, known what it feels like to feel financially secure. I've definitely never in my life had the experience of financial abundance. I have a lot of blocks around money, receiving it, spending it, monitoring it, avoiding it, asking for it. I'm also going to shamelessly admit I have always craved wealth. I used to carry a lot of shame around that. So this is me shamelessly saying, I want money. I want to be able to pay my bills. I want to be able to travel with my partner. I want the fun in gaining credit card points. I want to have dinners out. I want to invest in real estate. I want to be rich enough to not care about money. And even beyond that, I want to help people. I want to show up on here weekly, knowing I'm able to serve without burning myself out in the process. I want to be able to recharge so that I can continue to serve. However, I do feel like I have this clinging sense around it where it's like a desperation energy, if you will. So when JoyMind reached out and asked if I would want to try out one-on-one hypnotherapy with them, I thought, hell yes, this is my chance. This is the moment where I finally am going to be free from these money blocks, and I'm going to get to show people in real time how effective this work is. So this entire vlog series is going to be about money. Each week, I'll show you how I dance with the universe, first by going through the blocks that are coming up, making the connection to their origin story, and then clearing them by way of hypnosis with my hypnotherapist. Her name's Anna. She's the best. She's so cool. So I'm going to take you through the triggers that are coming up for me each week. We're going to unblock them with Anna. I won't show you that part just because it's kind of intimate and intense, but I will show you what happens on the other side, and that's the fun part. You're gonna actually get to see in real time the manifestations that come through for me when I do this unblocking. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the first in this series. Hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with this experience. Next week, I'll be doing an episode where I just answer questions specifically around hypnotherapy. So if you have any at all, just drop them in the comments. Enjoy! In 15 minutes, I'm gonna have my first actual facilitated hypnosis appointment, which is really exciting because I've been into self-hypnosis for a long time now, but I've never had someone else facilitate it for me. So this is gonna be very cool. I know exactly what we're working on. We're working on money blocks. We're working on why I feel like I am incapable of earning, why I feel so powerless when it comes to money and so much fear when it comes to money. Hopefully, God willing, hopefully we will clear that today because I'm sick and fucking tired of working on this block, and I feel like I've done so much on my own around it. So that's what we're doing today. I'm really excited and hoping that it works. Okay, so I just did the session. This little nugget decided to join me right in the middle. But it was really good. I feel lighter. What I loved the most is that the hypnotherapist I worked with, who I definitely am gonna have on the podcast because she's brilliant, she made some connections for me that I hadn't really considered before. Not only that, she also, the hypnosis that she did was very broad in general and not so much heavily inner child focused, which I I liked, because I could feel that my subconscious wasn't fully ready to trust like a new person I didn't know. Yeah, I'm like slightly, I'm in that space where I'm like too stunned to speak, you know? And I'm just I just did a round of tapping also around the topics that we talked about, because she advised that. And I'm just, I'm processing. I'll have to come back with a review in a bit. Good morning. It's Tuesday, December 3rd. I have been hurting since the last session. I can't get this right. Whatever. I've been hurting. Not in a bad way, in a I'm healing kind of way. I knew it wasn't something that was just scratching the surface. I knew it was like a core belief that we were hitting. So Monday when I woke up, I was in the trenches. Like, I was in so much emotional pain. I spent most of yesterday, I went to the gym and I got some work done and stuff, but most of yesterday went to just like laying and crying and hurting and journaling and reckoning with the like what could have been. It's probably my least favorite part of this work is that moment that you hit where you're like, oh, I could have, should have, would have, you know, I don't know. I'm still kind of hurting, as you can tell. I do wonder sometimes what the science is behind why that happens. It's like your body is just like, finally, like I'm ready to be done, and it all just gets flushed out, you know, through crying and through sweating and through more crying. So yeah, so that's what I did yesterday. Today, I still feel tender. I still feel emotionally very like tender and sore. The cool thing is today I woke up with a different level of determination, just feeling like, well, how hard can it be, you know? So today I'm sitting down at my computer finally. Yesterday I tried all day to get work done, and every time I tried, I started crying. It was horrible. I can feel my brain wanting to go back to that safe place of I'm not good enough, don't try, blah, blah, blah. But I will not let it. I'm just setting the intention now. Today's December 1st. It's my second hypnotherapy session. And I want to set the intention now to be free from the thing that tells me I'm not good enough. Because it feels like my brain is always looking for evidence to show that I'm not good enough. And so that's what I'm really trying to clear today. That's what I want to be free from. Hopefully we can find the root of that. Oh, okay, just finished a session with Anna. Feeling raw. It was a good one. I like her style of hypnosis, goes really quick, but I can feel that it's hitting deep things because we go deep into the subconscious and I can just like feel things surfacing. So today what we really focused on was releasing feelings of inadequacy. And it's cool because the self-hypnosis I've done in the past, normally you have to go into the inner child memories, you have to like clear the memories, it's really heavy, it's really intense. But when she does it, it's quick. It's not, I don't necessarily always have to relive the memory, even though the memories do usually come forward and there usually is a resolution that happens at the end of them. Like in this case, it was a memory of my dad scrutinizing my grades and saying, and like basically telling me like the grades that you get aren't good enough to be paid for. And like, you know, yeah, just seeing less than what my full potential is and was. This time I just saw a flash of like younger me going like, you have no idea what I'm capable of. And then suddenly I was like releasing all of the emotion and it was just like dissolving out of my body. It's nice too having someone to reflect thoughts and feelings off of, you know, and to kind of say like, well, this is the trigger that was coming up for me this week. What's your take? I just feel really like blah, blah, blah right now. So yeah, so I'm gonna just kind of like process and integrate for a moment because I can feel that my body needs to do that. And hopefully have a good cry. I could use a good cry. And then let's see what shakes out on the other side of this one. I'm just like so ready to be done, feeling anything but confident in myself. It's such a burden to feel like I'm not good enough all the time. Okay. I need to eat something. I need to drink water. Anyways, I'll check back in once things start moving because I can feel them wanting to. Hello. Okay. Today's December 9th. So it's been 2 weeks since I started. Actually, 1 second. I'm gonna use the microphone because it's late. Maddie's sleeping. Welcome to the living room. The walls are bare because we haven't been able to afford to decorate them yet, but that's gonna change soon because this program has been crazy. Let me take you through what we went through each week so far. I'm just gonna read through like parts of my journal to give you a gist of what's been happening and what my like mindset was like what it was all like going through it. So I did the first hypnotherapy session. 2 days after, I'm writing a lot about how I feel a shift happening because resentment is coming up. There's like this acknowledgement of pain, just a lot of like flooding, a lot of full body, just like distress, like just upheaval. And the best thing to do when you're dealing with this is not to stop. It's to very intentionally sit with the feelings and let yourself process them. Epsom salt baths are a godsend, drinking lots of water, just like letting, because you're going to be crying a lot, just letting your body like really release it, you know, and journaling a lot. So the other interesting thing that I'm writing about here, how much shame and unworthiness are coming up and how suddenly because of that one session, all of these things that I'm ready to get rid of are starting to surface now that my body knows that there's an outlet. So that was happening 2 days after my first session. December 1st was my second session. And what I decided that day to work through in therapy was feeling so deeply undeserving. I felt so undeserving. It felt like nothing I did was ever good enough for my own standards. And even, it's like I would get hired for a job knowing full well how capable I was and like interviewing well and all of that. And then as soon as money started being involved, as soon as someone was paying me, I would sabotage. It was just very clear that energetically I was dealing with a block. Now let me tell you everything that's happened on the other side because it's kind of really nuts. Between the first session and the second session, I was offered 3 different products for free that I'm very excited about, like really excited about, which is super cool. Just felt a lot lighter around pitching myself to partnerships because I don't doubt my worthiness anymore. Now it's like, okay, it doesn't matter whether or not they reject me, like it's fine because I know that I'm worthy, but it's not suffocating anymore. And what else happened? So the second week was when we cleared unworthiness, and 48 hours after that first session, I'm like watching some random YouTube video, and the guy mentions that he gets work through Upwork. And I was like, oh my God, I forgot about Upwork. I used that like a year and a half ago to find work, but I haven't used it since then. Mind you, for Upwork, if you don't have credits in their little system, like money, you can't pitch yourself for jobs. But I logged into Upwork anyways, just to see, you know, if I had anything left. I have 230 credits in Upwork. It takes like 10 credits to apply for individual work. So I'm like, okay, universe, like what? There's this portal of job finding that I had no idea I was camping on. I don't even know where these credits came from. Like they're just in my account all of a sudden on Upwork. So weird enough. And then I went like, okay, well, let me get clear about what I'm looking for now that I'm in my worthiness bag and now that I'm feeling like I know my value and I'm ready to state my value to others. Um, I'm like, let me just figure out what it is that I want. So I write this list. Oh, it's so tragic too. Like on December 2nd, I wrote a letter to the universe because I was in such a bad place. I wrote, "Hey universe, me again. I'm just not totally sure what's going on. I spent today in so much pain only to have a huge cry and nap and feel like me again." Healing crisis. You never recognize you're in it until you're out. Maybe I'm healing? Is this because of the unblocking? Perhaps. Perhaps this is the cost of clearing, of creating magnetism, money magnetism, believing I'm good enough. Sure, I want it, but am I claiming it? Am I doing everything in my power to make it happen? Wishing and hoping and praying is cute. It's comfortable. Claiming it, stepping into it, is manifesting. Um. Ugh. Oh, also, I built out sales funnels this week, which is crazy because I've been stalling on that for so long. Then I kind of realized out of nowhere, I was like, oh my god, I need to expose my subconscious to what's possible. I got to get close to people who are where I want to be. So I wrote, I'm calling in a bridge experience because I need my bills paid. High self-worth, baby. I want it to be wellness focused, working for someone who is where I want to be, working from home, clear expectations and delivery deadlines so I can manage my business around it, making more than I need for bills plus fun plus savings. And then I got this random download, find your joy and the money will follow. So I get on Upwork and I apply for 2 opportunities because there's only 2 on here that are wellness focused and that fit my description. And I hear back the next morning from one of them saying, hey, can you hop on a call like this afternoon? We get on this call and this person is where I want to be. They're running a heart-centered business. They have a membership. They are doing the things I want to do. They just don't have an Instagram presence. And shockingly, I'm really good at Instagram. So it was freaking amazing. I'm gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger here though, because I don't know yet if I got it. They were interviewing one more person. But the bottom line is I'm very relaxed about this, even though I really need the money. Like, look how bare my walls are. Like, we need the money. I'm not really sweating it because I know my worth now, and I know if not this, it's gonna be something better. And it was the exact list. It's wellness focused, someone who is where I want to be, working from home, clear expectations, and yeah, and we'll figure out the rate. The next big thing that I can feel I'm being called to do is create a budget. I've never really done that, and I've always felt like I need to learn how, but I get so flooded when it comes to sitting down and looking at numbers. I just feel really insecure around numbers. Oh, and I also started reading a finance book. I've never been able to read a finance book without getting flooded with like self-doubt and insecurity. Oh, so that's a recap on my first 2 sessions of Joy Mind hypnotherapy. Amazing. Just truly life-changing stuff. And if you're curious to give it a go, JoyMind gave me a code which you can use for a discounted rate. So you can click that in the description down below. But yeah, if you aren't ready to start yet, but you have questions about hypnotherapy, just put them in the comments and I'm totally happy to answer them next week. I hope you stick around. I think this is gonna get kind of crazy, and I'm excited to be documenting it because I really do think. Sorry if you hear my cat snoring right now. Do you hear that? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you shouldn't like that. Oh my god, I'm sorry. That was rude of me. She's embarrassed. Okay, so anyways, thank you for watching. Honestly, even if all that happens is inward changes, I'm happy with that because the lightness that I feel, like I genuinely feel like I'm at ground zero now where I'm like, okay, now I can learn how to do this now that my brain isn't in a constant panic about money. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you posted. I know the universe is going to show me what I need to process next week. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for it. Yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to keep watching along and drop your questions in the comments. I'll see you next time. Bye.